Most people never become who they could be because they're too busy worrying about what other people think. They don't start the business. They don't post the video. They don't speak up. They don't change their lives. Not because they lack ability, not because they lack opportunity, but because they're afraid of being judged. And here's the strange part. Most of the people they're worried about aren't even thinking about them. Think about how much of your life has been influenced by other people's opinions. Maybe you wanted to start a YouTube channel where you imagined your friends laughing. Maybe you wanted to go to the gym, but you worried about looking inexperienced. Maybe you wanted to change careers, but you were afraid people would think you were making a mistake. So instead of taking action, you stayed where you were, safe, comfortable, stuck. The fear of judgment is one of the most powerful forces in human nature. It keeps people trapped in lives they don't want. It keeps them silent when they should speak. It keeps them small when they should grow. And it keeps them chasing approval instead of building a life they actually respect. The problem starts early. Most people spend years being rewarded for fitting in. Follow the rules. Don't stand out. Don't make mistakes. Don't embarrass yourself. Slowly, they learn that acceptance feels good. Rejection feels painful. So they begin organizing their lives around avoiding criticism. But there is a problem. The people who achieve extraordinary things are often willing to be misunderstood. Every entrepreneur has critics. Every creator has critics. Every leader has critics. Every successful person has people who doubt them. If you require universal approval before taking action, you will spend your entire life waiting. Ask yourself this: how many decisions have you made just to avoid criticism? How many opportunities have you missed because you were worried about what someone might say? How many dreams have you delayed because you wanted everyone to understand your choices? The answer is probably more than you think. Here's a truth that can change your life. People are not thinking about you nearly as much as you imagine. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves. They're thinking about their problems, their goals, their relationships, their insecurities, their future. You are the center of your world, just as they are the center of theirs. Yet many people live as if the entire world is constantly watching them. It's an invisible prison. A prison built from assumptions. A prison built from fear. A prison built from opinions that often don't even exist. Imagine walking into a gym for the first time. Many people feel nervous. They think everyone is looking at them, judging them, laughing at them. But when they finally walk inside, they discover something surprising. Nobody cares. Everyone is focused on their own workout, their own goals, their own progress. The same principle applies to life. Most people are too busy living their own lives to spend much time analyzing yours. And even if they do judge you, what changes? Nothing. Their opinion doesn't pay your bills. Their opinion doesn't build your future. Their opinion doesn't determine your potential. Only your actions do. One of the biggest mistakes people make is confusing criticism with danger. Thousands of years ago, social rejection could threaten survival. Today, criticism usually means almost nothing. Someone disagrees with you. Someone laughs. Someone makes a comment online, and life continues. Yet many people react as if criticism is a life-threatening event. They avoid risk, avoid opportunity, avoid growth, all because they're trying to protect themselves from temporary discomfort. The cost of seeking approval is enormous. When you constantly seek approval, you become dependent. You start asking questions like, do they like me? Do they agree with me? What will they think? How will this look? Instead of asking better questions. Is this the right decision? Will this improve my life? Does this align with my values? Will I regret not doing it? One set of questions creates fear. The other creates freedom. If you want confidence, stop chasing approval. Confidence doesn't come from everyone liking you. Confidence comes from trusting yourself. It comes from knowing that even if people disagree, you'll be okay. Even if people criticize you, you'll survive. Even if people misunderstand you, you'll keep moving forward. That's real confidence. The strongest people aren't fearless. They simply value their goals more than other people's opinions. There is another reason people care so much about what others think. They confuse approval with self-worth. When someone praises them, they feel valuable. When someone criticizes them, they feel worthless. As a result, their confidence rises and falls based on other people's reactions. That's a dangerous way to live, because it gives strangers control over your emotions. One compliment can make you feel great. One negative comment can ruin your entire day. Real confidence works differently. Real confidence is internal. It doesn't depend on applause. It doesn't depend on approval. And it certainly doesn't depend on social media comments. The moment you allow other people to decide how you feel about yourself, you hand them power they never should have had. The goal is not to ignore every opinion. The goal is to stop letting every opinion control your decisions. Listen, learn, improve when necessary, but never allow fear of judgment to become the reason you stop moving forward. Think about the people you admire most. Were they loved by everyone? Of course not. Many were criticized, mocked, rejected, doubted, but they kept going, not because criticism didn't hurt, because their mission mattered more. At some point, you must decide whose opinion matters most, the crowd's or your own, because you cannot build an authentic life while constantly asking strangers for permission. Freedom begins when you stop trying to impress everyone. Freedom begins when you accept that some people won't understand you. Freedom begins when you realize that being disliked is not a tragedy. Living someone else's life is. Imagine reaching the end of your life and realizing you spent decades trying to satisfy people who were never fully satisfied anyway. That's a painful thought. Many people never become themselves because they spend their entire lives performing for an audience. But here's the truth. No matter what you do, someone will criticize you. If you're ambitious, someone will call you obsessed. If you're disciplined, someone will call you boring. If you're confident, someone will call you arrogant. If you're successful, someone will say you got lucky. You cannot escape judgment. So stop trying. The goal is not to be approved by everyone. The goal is to respect yourself. Because when you respect yourself, you stop needing constant validation. You stop explaining every decision. You stop defending every choice. You stop living for applause. And you start living with purpose. Take a moment and think about your own life. What is one thing you've always wanted to do but avoided because of other people's opinions? What would happen if you stopped caring? What would change? What would become possible? Be honest, because your answer may reveal the very thing holding you back. Most people spend their lives seeking permission. The happiest people spend their lives creating their own path. The choice is yours. If this lesson made you think differently, leave a comment below. What is one thing you're going to stop worrying about starting today? I'd love to hear your answer. And if this video helped you, hit the like button so more people can hear this message. If you enjoy these lessons on discipline, confidence, self-respect, and human nature, subscribe to the channel and join us on this journey. And remember this, people will always have opinions. Let them. Their opinions are not your future. Their opinions are not your identity. Their opinions are not your destiny. Stop seeking approval. Start building your life and become the person you were meant to be.